A serious push is in store for a Raw Superstar. There's also been another name change for Keith Bearcat Lee. And finally, a major MLW star is set to become a free agent. More on that later on. So yes, hello. It's exciting news for fans of a certain Raw Superstar, Adam, because Give Me Sport are reporting that a serious push is in store for someone that I think honestly is really deserving. It's Montez Ford.
Disastrous news.
Disastrous news.
Angelo Dawkins.
Oh no.
I don't want to get straight into that. Montez very, very much deserves it. He's been great, and I actually think like they've done pretty much as they can with the Street Profits.
Possibly.
They've held both tag belts, and they're great. When we did the Newcastle house show quite recently, like they get a massive pop.
Did they? I didn't go, but did they get a huge
show
pop?
fodder? They came out and they just like all the crowd on their feet immediately. But Montez can do that on his own.
I guess he could. According to the Give Me Sport report, I should point out as well, reports indicate that apparently they've been impressed with both backstage, WWE have. So they've been impressed with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, but it's Ford who they're looking at as, you know, I mean, he is the one. They both talk, but Ford's the one who kind of carries the charisma of the team a little bit more. Dawkins is the hot tag, he's the big guy, but Ford's just got a bit more of an X factor, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's always felt like a star.
He really has.
And yeah, good luck to him.
Apparently the main event of SmackDown on September 17th, when he had a surprise singles match against Roman Reigns, was seen by higher-ups in WWE as a bit of a trial for him, a bit of a test, and apparently he passed it with flying colours. It was a great match.
It was a brilliant match. It was a really class match. I'm actually surprised that they didn't break them up in the draft.
Yes, same.
Thought that was coming, and lots of reports were circulating that was going to be the plan, and we were going to see that happen. And so, yeah, it was a bit of a shock to see that go that way. You know what? It'd be nice. I don't want to see them do the horrible, cliched sort of Angelo Dawkins, the bigger guy, batters him up, they lose a match, and then he'll disappear in a few months. I just want them to go their own ways, shake hands, and have a laugh.
That would be better for Angelo as well.
Yeah, I agree.
When you get saddled with that, I've just turned on my partner thing, especially in recent years, it really hasn't worked out. So.
Agreed.
Elsewhere, but we're staying on Raw though, because next week it's the season premiere of Raw, which means stuff, I suppose.
Well, the draft takes effect, doesn't it?
Yes, the draft does take effect. Keith Bearcat Lee is well, he's already on Raw, but they flashed up an image advertising next week's Raw for the season premiere and said that Bearcat Lee is clawing his way, it said, onto Monday Night Raw. I'm sure we'll flash that up now.
Get the Keith out.
Get the Keith out. Get it out. Why have they dropped the Keith?
Well, it's not a cool name, is it? I can think of... Don't get me wrong, he makes it work because he is so incredibly cool. But you think about Keiths and two spring to mind, Chegwin and Lard.
Keith Lard. Oh, he interferes.
Is he drawing a dog?
He interferes with Bearcat. No. But Keith Bearcat Lee is now apparently just Bearcat Lee.
Yeah.
I should point out, if you want to learn the origin of Bearcat Lee, or where they may have taken inspiration for the name Bearcat from, do check out Tom's
Wrestling Curiosities on the podcast channel.
Where he explains the history of that. But for now, I don't know what to make of this really. I just liked him as Keith Lee.
Yeah, I like the nickname. Bearcat. It's got history behind it, and it obviously means a lot to Bearcat, not Keith anymore. So yeah, I don't mind it.
Fair enough. We'll see how he gets on. Hopefully, it doesn't affect him, because whenever we see wrestlers, especially on Raw these days, undergo a big change like Karrion Kross recently with his gimmick and everything. Hasn't gone well. But
no, at least sort of visually they've not changed in much. They've not gotten coming out in a gimp suit like Cross. They're just cracking on with it, but he's got a nickname. I don't mind it.
Fair enough. Now let's cross the divide and talk about Impact Wrestling. Good news for Impact Wrestling, because Bound for Glory at Sam's Town Live in Las Vegas has sold out. And it's possible that more seats will be released once production is finalised. So good news for them there. But tickets are still reportedly available. They are still available. It's real news. It's real news. I've made it sound like reported. It's not true. It's confirmed that tickets are still available for the TV tapings for the 2 days after, which will feature the Impact debut of Minoru Suzuki.
Nice. They've got a bit of hype behind them at the moment again, haven't they? I've seen a lot more people talking about Impact recently. I think this sort of Forbidden Door thing, and it's actually benefited, certainly not just AEW, but the people that they've been working with a lot more. So, yeah.
There was a bit of a worrying period just after the start of the Forbidden Door, once Kenny Omega had won the Impact championship that it was very much a one-way street. But now it seems like actually things might be going all right for Impact Wrestling. You can't expect them to benefit as much as AEW as the bigger company, but this is a good step. Minoru Suzuki there.
Oh, for sure. It's cool.
It definitely is cool. And I think I wouldn't be surprised to see him actually turn up at Bound for Glory as well.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Who have you got, by the way, for Josh versus Christian? Do you think Josh's going to do it?
It's hard, isn't it? Because Josh Alexander's like, they're very much a homegrown guy, isn't it? Like, and he was the tag champ, and he's worked his way up the ranks. But it's Christian's. I don't know if it's his first defense, but it's early-ish.
First pay-per-view defense, yeah.
I think Christian will win and do the whole shake, nod of respect. You're the future. You. I don't know.
I think you're wrong.
You think Josh is going to do it?
Yeah, I hope so.
He's going to do it. Inside news for Impact Wrestling, but it's kind of got a nice message at the end, I suppose. But you might have heard that Impact stars Ace Austin and Gia Miller were the victims of a house fire recently. They were talking on Twitter about this. Gia Miller said, "This morning my worst fear was realised. I woke up to the realisation that our apartment was on fire. We were able to make it out. Everyone is as okay as we can be. Now it's time to rebuild. Like a phoenix, we'll rise from the ashes." Ace Austin said, "A very trying day it's been. The fire almost trapped us inside. I'm still in a bit of shock. We don't yet know how much we lost, but what we do know is that everything's going to be okay. The fire team saved our cat and nobody was hurt. Blessings are being counted." Now, a GoFundMe was then set up to raise money to help pay for the damages. The target was $5,000. At the time of this video, we know that it was at least $20,000, and they've since released a statement on Twitter saying that the excess money that they raise will go to the other homes that were damaged in this as well.
That's so
because they've
nice.
said, like, we're in quite a privileged position. We're going to help out the others who were affected by this.
People,
fantastic
that's
stuff.
That's really, I hadn't seen that, so that's really excellent. It's just good to see that nobody was hurt. They saved the cat.
Yeah,
that's the important thing. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, good on them.
Doesn't do much for Ace Austin's heel image.
No,
but no, obviously very glad to hear that everybody's okay and that. And they turn it into a positive as well.
Yeah,
which
for
is nice to see. No, I was genuinely nearly going to go. Speaking of turning a negative into a positive, but it's just not as serious a story at all. Rhea Ripley lost her ring gear recently, and you might have heard that
belt,
potentially the women's tag team title has been
which is apparently worth $50,000. So I think it's the real one because normally they quite think of the apparently so. Anyway.
Wow.
I know.
50,000. Well, hopefully that all gets recovered and everything. But she lost some ring gear as well, and she had to wear Damian Priest's ring gear on a house show this past weekend. So, or in a recent house show. I don't know.
We'll keep you updated on this story.
I don't know what else to say.
As it develops, because I don't think we've heard the end of it. I don't know whose pants she's going to be wearing next, but we're on this. We got a team of 4 upstairs working to get more details on this one.
I thought, how did this possibly work? Because she's tall, definitely, but he's much taller, surely.
Yeah, maybe she tucked it into her boots.
Rolled them up, roll-ups at the bottom.
Let us know what you think, because we're really interested.
And finally, a major MLW star could become a big free agent in the world of wrestling.
We probably skipped this one because they've just clicked off after that Ripley story.
We've got the scoop we wanted. We know the story. No, Fightful is reporting that MLW's filthy Tom Lawler is about to, his 2-year contract is about to expire, and apparently he might become a free agent. Now, Tom Lawler is one of those guys who I think is about to make a step up in his career. I don't know which promotion, but it seems as though, no disrespect to MLW, but it seems like he's on the cusp of progressing to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. He did the USA Cup thing for New Japan. Right. I think he'd be a really good fit in New Japan, really good fit in AEW. Yeah. I'm not sure WWE would necessarily know what to do with him.
He's got a very, if you listen, because obviously he's friends with Alvarez and Meltzer, and he talks a lot on their shows, or he has done in the past anyway, and he's got a very unique charisma where he's just very honest and very blunt, and I don't know if that would go down well in the very produced world of WWE. I think he might want to be on a bit of a longer leash when it comes to promos.
Yeah.
He's also got that unique sort of MMA style in the background and everything. Definitely one to keep an eye on. And yeah, it seems like he's been written out of MLW due to losing a casket match recently, and who knows what's next for Tom Lawler, but he's got all the talent to make it happen.
What colour were Priest's pants lent to Rhea Ripley?
I'm assuming they were black, because they both wear black, don't they?
That makes sense. So fans might have been none the wiser on that.
Who knows? Please do leave, as Adam said, please do leave your theories, comments, any speculation over the future of this story as it unfolds.
It's probably a 32 waist.
And any of the other stories that might have
leg, maybe
caught your interest on this video, although nothing obviously could match up to that one. And stay safe out there, stay positive, and we'll see you soon.